Yeah, the things that you do to yourself are disgusting.
Yeah, who's Glenn?
It's like a Norm Macdonald joke without the punchline.
Yeah. Today, This American Dice presents Dungeon World. After the last battle, the finale. Face to face with the High Sorceress of the Globalists, and more importantly, the dragon egg they have hatched to wreak their vengeance on those that they believe have sought to crush the earth. Find out what happens today on This American Dice.
So no one told you that you shouldn't go this way. You fell into a trap and now you can't escape. You can't get out with second level gear. Walls are closing in on you and now here comes the fear. But I'll resurrect you with a potion I'll put. I'll resurrect you like I've done it before. I'll resurrect you 'cause you got all the loot.
Episode 9, RuPaul presents Drag On, or Rumble in the Round Sphere.
You hear a woman's voice, Gritta, saying like, grow, grow, teach them of our revenge. Destroy those who would keep the world flat. Destroy those who would enslave us by crushing the earth. And a woman in like robes is standing in front of like an altar. You see scattered throughout the room these like shards of like what look like massively thick stained glass all over the room. Yeah, that's the scene before you.
Damn, okay. Did I ever get that?
Gritta sees that, I think, and has like kind of like the ability to kind of react to all this stuff first. The rest of you guys are like picking your butts up off the ground after getting like thrown around the room.
Oh, and I think Gritta's just sitting there holding her hammer. I think we're still going to be, our weapons are going to be glowing here, Jeff. But just a single tear rolls down. She's like, oh, this will be the most glorious battle I've ever faced. And then cast heal on herself.
Did she cast heal on herself? All right. Okay.
I'm gonna
sure, go for it. Go for it. Cast heal.
Nope.
No?
Oh, wait, no. Okay. That was the how much I heal. Sorry.
Okay, so you cast. Okay, yeah.
Oh, hey, I can double it. Yeah.
Is there potential to fail that cast?
Yeah. I have the how much damage it heals rolled in.
Gotcha.
Okay. So,
but does someone else need healing, or I'll take it twice if no one does?
I need healing.
So if we have like a moment to do all this kind of thing, I'll give Jeff an answer.
So you guys don't.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You guys got like knocked over and knocked back, and Gritta's able to do some healing, but yeah, you guys kind of got knocked over on your butts.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. All right.
Okay, so then you guys each heal how much?
I healed 6, and I think Dirk said he needs some healing, so 5 to him too.
Awesome.
All right. Cool.
Back in action.
All right.
Back in the game.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I think that this there are two things that are going to go on. This woman who's standing there that Gritta can see is going to start casting a spell on the room, like around her, that she and this dragon are in this massive domed room. She's kind of like casting the spell, and you see this like huge amount of energy that's kind of pouring out from her. And meanwhile, I think that there's the chance that you guys are going to have to make. I think you guys might have to make. No, I don't want to just make you guys make another Defy Danger roll. I think that'll be kind of lame. Yeah, you guys are just standing there like under the gaze of this tremendously terrifying creature. Yeah.
How many other
you guys are
people,
pulling yourselves up as she started to cast this spell.
Are there other people in the hall or no?
I don't think so, or at least, honestly, you guys can't even focus on any others. So unless you want to like really look around, there's only 2 figures that you're looking at. One of them is like 60-something feet tall, and the other is this woman who's shooting energy out of her hands.
All right. Well, boys, I guess we have our work cut out for us.
So, Carl, are you trying to like really search the room and see what you can figure out about this place?
So I could, if it's not going to like take a whole round, I could do spout lore to see what manner of like if there's anything I know about the spell she's casting.
Sure, absolutely.
All right, I got a 13.
13. She is transmuting the. She is trying to transmute the dome of the round sphere to open it up, so this dragon can just fly right out of here.
Oh.
That is exactly what she's doing. So you're like, I know that spell. It's transmute stone.
Transmute stone dome.
Yes, transmute stone dome.
Yeah.
You're like, and you remember back to a period in magic school, and the professor was like, this is a spell that's really, really specific. I only bring it up because there's a period of time where you might at some point be in a large domed structure made of stone. And like he went on for a really long time. And most people were like, oh, that's so specific. It'll never come up. And you're like, you stupid bastards. This is the situation.
Finally, that schooling's paying off for you, kid.
Vindication. Yeah. The student loans are worth it.
Yeah.
All right, I say, if we don't act fast, she's going to open up, she's going to blow the roof off this place, and that dragon's going to scorch your mommy, your daddy, and your little baby girls, and it'll be all our fault.
On the other hand, if we do let her do it, then we won't be trapped in here with the dragon.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah?
All right, I'm going to go take her out.
Get the logistics of it.
All right, that's good enough for me. I'll take her out. I start charging at her. And we'll call and say, hey, lady, if you like rock so much, why don't you take a bite out of my flail?
All right. So you start charging in. You realize, though, that to do this, like this dragon basically occupies as a presence of danger, like the entirety of this room, basically. And so if you charge in, there's a good chance that this dragon could crush you in some way or another, or incinerate you crush you in one of a variety of ways, or incinerate you in another. So just as a heads up, that is a possibility.
Ooh. So, Rosco, is there a way to Rosco, is there a way to fuck up the spell so that the dome collapses on the room?
Oh, yeah.
Let me see if I have to take a talent for that.
Maybe if we just interrupt her spell at like just the right time.
I don't have counter spell, unfortunately.
I mean, that's not really what we're talking about.
Here's the question, though. Like, if she's casting this spell as like a ritual, would I be able to cast a ritual of my own in this space?
So this does seem like a place of great power. We did address that.
So if it's possible, like I'm envisioning, like maybe like I could start casting like a very fancy like ritual spell that would allow me to like basically like make a wish, essentially, as long as I have enough time to cast it.
You could perhaps cast some kind of ritual spell. I think you'd have to figure out what you need to cast, possibly how you need to cast it, and then cast it.
Okay, so I'll say to the others,
interrupting her ritual.
Yeah, I mean, like, the sky's the limit if I can get it off. So I'll say to the others, like, I can use the power in this place to stop, like, to fix all of this if you can buy me time. And I'll like start trying to figure out how I can like use the power in this hall to like make a ritual of my own.
Okay, so Rosco starts saying like, you need to buy me time. All right. Meanwhile, what's Dirk doing?
I'll be right back.
Are there any places to hide in this room? I kind of want to like make like I'm running away and then come back and stab the sorcerer in the back. But
you could try to find like another way around this room to come in. I mean, it is a dome, so theoretically you can go literally around this thing and look for another entrance.
But like we're in the room now, right?
So you guys are outside this room. You could try to find a way to go around it and get in another way.
We're outside the room, but we're seeing what's inside the room, right?
Precisely.
So seeing inside the room.
Although Jeff is about to rush in.
With insight of the room, are there other doors on the other side?
Sounds like you're really paying attention to this and looking for something. Kind of seems like you're discerning realities as you're squinting your eyes and gazing in here, looking for some kind of advantage.
Boom. 7. That's the best I could get on that.
All right.
But take it. Oh, no, that wasn't the best I could get, but not bad. Ask the GM one question from the below. Take +1 forward when acting on the answers. Oof. These are all good. I'm going to say... Oof. This is a tough one. It's between what here is useful to me and what here is not what it appears to be. I'm going to go with what here is useful to me.
What here is useful to you? There are some other doors leading into this. You can kind of see past them, the dragon moves its tail, and you can see kind of behind them that there is another way into this room. But you'll have to kind of go around the side of this to come in, essentially the door near in the equivalent of a church where the front of the church or the altar or whatever would be. And then keep in mind that the dragon itself is still a significant danger anywhere in that room. But yeah, there's another way that you could get around that's kind of and I can come in through the back door. Haha.
I'll do that. So I'll just start running.
So Dirk kind of heads off in his own direction. Yeah. All right. So then we'll come back to Jeff. Or no, Gritta. We'll come back to Gritta. What's your game plan? You see Jeff running headlong into this. We're going to also ask Jeff if that's really his game plan in a second.
That's not really my game plan.
Okay. But yeah, at this point, I think that you see that this dragon is likely to try to spit some fire at you guys as you kind of been hanging around.
Some fire rhymes, you mean?
Yeah, some fiery rhymes. Yeah, but I think this dragon is about to kind of breathe fire out this door and into this hallway.
Yeah, I think I'm going to duck back into the room, I guess. Behind the
sounds
I guess.
It sounds like you're defying danger quickly with dexterity if you're trying to duck back out of the way.
Oh, is it the fireball's coming to us now?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, I think it wouldn't be crazy to say that Jeff also sees this, and probably so does Rosco.
Sees what exactly?
That this dragon is about to breathe fire any second now into this hallway where you guys are standing.
Oh shit! All right, then I've got a different plan.
You can still just rush straight ahead if you want, but you'll have to defy the danger of being burned to death by this fire.
Yeah, I'm going to try to duck for cover, but also use my shield to try to protect someone else.
Well, so are you... Heck. You're trying to duck behind... You're trying to duck behind this shield?
I'm back.
Yeah, or is there I don't know, anything else we can duck behind?
You guys can try to get behind the walls of this. Hold on.
Hey, Carl.
Yeah.
What nice Cape Cod chips over there.
Yeah. Like that advertising?
Yeah, very loud.
I really like the Foley
Wait,
work.
you can hear that? Wait, hold on. Can you hear this?
Yeah.
Wait, that's seriously not muted? You can hear me right now?
Yeah.
Yeah, Carl.
Yeah, stop farting.
I have been operating with the assumption that you can't hear me every time I do this for 2 years.
Yeah, we heard all these dirty
Never
talk
pointed this out before.
Yeah. Yeah, the things that you do to yourself are disgusting.
Yeah, who's Glenn?
You finally know who it is now.
Carl, also, when you close your eyes, we can still see you. Just so you know.
I always expected, but I tried to convince myself that wasn't a thing. Well, I don't know what to do about that.
Okay. All right. Well, all right. Jeff, what is Jeff trying to do? What's Jeff doing here? What's Jeff's goal? To protect somebody? Is Jeff's goal to protect someone else, or is Jeff's goal to just not get hurt.
He's going to attack the fire.
He's going to attack the fire, so he's just going to try to like power through it.
Clog the fire hole. He's like a dragon's mouth has a fire hole which is smaller, and it can be plugged with a meaty enough fist.
Okay, well,
and then it blows up the dragon too. The dragon's dead.
Okay, well, you're very far away from the dragon at the moment, and you're like, I think I've heard something about a dragon's fire hole, but
no, all right, I'm gonna jump out of the way and not die to the fire.
Okay, good plan. Go for it.
All right, guys, here we go.
Let's defy danger with dexterity. All right, cool.
Just get a little crispy.
Yeah, indeed. So, and then Rosco, could you go ahead and defy danger as well? Or what's Rosco planning on doing to avoid getting incinerated? I think you're muted, Carl.
Carl's just eating a bunch of chips right now.
Yeah, you're actually muted this time.
I'm back.
Okay.
There you go.
Sorry, I was keep cutting.
When I left, I was trying to do a ritual. So I'm like trying to like avoid this fireball. Is that it?
Right. So before the ritual has begun, you're almost like, holy shit. Like, cause you guys were essentially like standing there where like this doorway had opened, gawking into this thing. And now this like fire's shooting out of this dragon.
All right. Sounds like a dex thing. 7.
Okay. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. All right. So would either of you be willing to help Jeff in his attempted escape from this danger?
Of course.
All right. So keep in mind, you'll be opening yourself up to even more danger from this.
Anything for Jeff.
Anything for Jeff. All right. Go for it.
What do I roll?
So you just roll. Do you have any bond with Jeff?
Yes, actually. That means that it hasn't been like fulfilled already, right?
Right.
Yes, I do.
So then go ahead and roll 2d6 plus 1.
Right.
All right. 9. Okay, indeed. All right. Let me figure something out here. All right. So the regular roll is /roll. All right. So each of you guys are going to take a pretty significant bit of injury, is my initial thought. So each of you would be taking 12 damage from this fire as you're like scorched partially by this, or like some of your clothes catch and like a huge amount of the hallway is burned. And that would be, how did Gritta do on that? Gritta got a 7. All right. So my shitty idea is just that the 3 of you each take this damage as like this huge gout of flame rushes into this room, and you guys are hit by this, some of this flame. And like I said, like, carpets nearby are on fire. Some of your clothes are on fire, that kind of thing. That's my idea. If you have a cooler idea than that, I would really like to hear about that idea.
It does 2d6 damage to our clothes, and we're all naked.
You guys are just all nude.
Deeply humiliating.
How did debilities work? Can you take those instead of damage?
I believe you... DJ, you want to explain that?
Like, how about none of them have eyes anymore?
They're all blind.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on.
Yeah, it's generally
Except for Gritta, who sees through the light of her faith. You know.
Yeah, you don't necessarily have to do damage on these. You can do one of the moves, which I assume one of the dragon moves is the dragon flame thing. So you can also just do the abilities as a GM move whenever you want, like in lieu of damage. Or
actually,
in addition to.
I've got an idea to add like an extra complication to this and be a massive pain in the ass. Plus, it'll be funny. All right. So this huge like gout of flames comes in as the dragon like roars, and it's now like much louder than you heard it before. And you guys are able to leap out of the way, and maybe like some of your clothing is a little bit on fire. Like if somebody has a cloak, they're like, oh, they're having to put that out. Jeff like kind of like pauses for a second because he was about to rush headlong in to fight this thing, and then is like, holy shit, and has to backpedal, and Roscoe's able to pull him out of the way. And you hear like this roar, and you guys are like nearly deafened by this, and this whole room is on fire right behind you, and you guys have kind of like pulled yourself to the sides, and you're kind of taking a breath for a second, and you just hear, "Get them! They've displeased the god!" As these 12 kobolds rush in and are like trying to like, leap upon you.
The emotional damage of this is far worse.
Yeah, so that's what you guys are dealing with as these kobolds are now leaping into this. So we live to serve you, master. You have been awakened. The god is reborn, and they're rushing to leap upon you. I think that's more interesting.
Yeah. Than
just you guys get real hurt. So if you already calculated that stuff, then don't worry about that damage.
Okay.
All right. Meanwhile, what's Dirk up to? Dirk's running around to go try to sneak through this back door.
Yeah, he's just not getting caught on fire right now. So that's pretty good.
Well, that's true. He isn't getting caught on fire. I think there are other guards that are about this place, and I think you're going to have to make a defy danger roll to kind of get to the back of this place without getting spotted.
Okay, can I make a defy danger sneak roll?
Yeah.
So I use my dexterity.
Precisely.
And I did it.
Nailed it. All right. So you're able to get all the way to the back. Maybe some guards are kind of coming by, and they're you see one of them that's well, I think this whole situation is just going to take care of itself. Am I right, Eric? And the guy's precisely, Robert.
Nothing to see here.
And yeah. Ha ha ha. And they high five. And meanwhile, you've kind of snuck past them.
Mm-hmm.
And
stole all of their good stuff from them. Tied their shoelaces together.
You tied their shoelaces together. You unbuckled one of their pants, and so when he walks away, his pants fall down and he has heart boxers on. But yeah, so you have gotten to this back room, and you're able to open this door into the back of this chamber and kind of get a view at what's going on back here.
Okay. Is there a hidey hole in there?
I think you could probably hide behind... there seems to almost be I'm going to say an old throne, but that throne has been knocked over by this dragon's mighty tail. You can hide behind this throne that long past was perhaps mighty, but now has been knocked over.
Sounds good. And then I'll just wait for an opportune moment.
All right. You kind of hide back there and you're all right, now to just wait to spring my genius trap.
Yeah. And I try not to laugh insanely.
Yeah. Would a crazy person laugh like this? But yeah. All right. Meanwhile, the kobolds are leaping upon you guys. There's about 12 of them in all. They seem to have kitchen implements, but those kitchen implements, some of them have knives, but others have items that aren't so directly deadly. One has a ladle. One has a frying pan. Another has a colander that it's wearing as a helmet, and it's attack! Yeah, he's yelling, "I'm the spaghetti!" And he's coming. And these guys are coming at you.
One has a melon ball, and it's round earth.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I'm tempted to just throw another fireball, unless somebody's got a better idea. Looks like I'm throwing another fireball, babies.
All righty, sounds good.
All right, here I go.
Do it.
11.
11's pretty good. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and say this. I think you just absolutely incinerate all of these kobolds.
So and make a delicious stew from the leavings as well.
Yeah, they're just incinerated, and the one who you talked to before is just it's not a dragon, but it'll do, and he dies.
I'm your god now.
Yeah. And you look, and he has a necklace that opens up, and it says Rosco.
Good taste.
He was your daughter.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
I never was a good
dad. Smashling the kobold, your daughter. But yeah. So meanwhile, you guys, you just saw Rosco shoot like a inferno bomb out of his hand that just absolutely destroyed all these kobolds.
Jesus.
But yeah, you guys kind of realize the tremendous amount of danger of in case it wasn't obvious, if we just try to rush headlong at this dragon, there's a good chance we'll just absolutely all end up like these kobolds.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's kind of sold at this point of oh, yeah, huh.
I'll say, well, I don't know if you guys have a better plan, but I still think if I can get some time to work a ritual, if you buy me that time, I can basically make any wish I want.
All right. Well, can you wish that dragon wasn't here?
That's thinking small, my friend.
Yeah.
That's just the beginning of our wishes. Say, I can make sure that we all live today. If you can get me the time that I need to counteract her ritual.
All right. You got it.
All right. So, you can, again, it's going to be a multi-step process for you to do that, Rosco. You're going to have to figure out like what you need to do. And
I'll do whatever it takes.
So, you think that you're going to have to like more inspect that room because it is you can tell that this place is a source of power, but you might have to find something more specific within it.
Sure. Just let me know what I have to do and I'll do it while they're doing their thing.
All right. So, somebody's crinkling again.
Yep,
yeah. I was wondering who that was.
Yeah. So I think, Rosco, you realize you're going to have to like be able to survey this room. The problem is it's going to be kind of dangerous for you to survey this room, given that there's a dragon in there.
Turn to Dirk and say, is there any way you can get me like detailed intel on this room so that I can figure out where I need to do?
Are you asking that of Dirk? Because Dirk, remember, is like not around.
He's not around. Okay.
Yeah, he went off in a different direction.
I like tell Jeff and Gritta what I need to have done. Like, what do you guys think?
Oh, I'm gonna peek back in that room for a second. So this dragon, they brought it back to life?
Ooh, that's a good question. Do you want to discern realities? Are you looking around to try to figure out what's going on in this place?
Sure.
Okay, go for it. It's a pretty fucking good roll. Okay, 14.
Wow.
All right. So, yeah, go ahead and ask some questions. Three of them.
I think that's such a good role that he realizes reality is a game and that he's caught inside of this dungeon world construct.
Yeah, I had asked, what here is not what it appears to be.
All right, what here is not what it appears to be. Apparently, my ability to stay on a call. What here is not what it appears to be. This dragon is a baby. It's, in fact, it was just hatched. And magic was used both to hatch the egg prematurely and to age the dragon hatchling, which is only like hours old, into essentially, physically at least, a full-grown adult dragon.
Yikes! So this thing's just going to get more and more powerful if we like wait around.
So, I mean, I think that's maybe another question that you could ask about.
Never mind. Don't mind me.
But yeah, let's let Gritta rip through these real quick. So that's what's not what it appears to be, is that this is actually not a full-grown dragon, despite that it is this. It was, and you look at the what I described as almost stained glass on the floor. That's very clearly an eggshell. Dragon egg.
I'll go with what is about to happen.
Ooh. She seems like she is going to, the woman in the room seems to be like, she's trying to transmute the stone of the roof of the domed room that they're in, to let this dragon fly out. Theoretically, you know that this dragon, if it's physically as powerful as the dragon that was fought like during the war, will be able to wreak a tremendous amount of havoc and destruction on what would likely be the nearest city, which, was the city that you guys came from.
How about what's... I feel I know who's in control, so I'll go with what's useful or valuable.
Ooh. Those dragon eggshells, remember, seem to... You would assume you're not a sorcerer per se, but you understand magic generally. And a dragon egg seems like the kind of thing that you would really use for a ritual, and a dragon egg that was like further pumped up with magic so that it would hatch more quickly seems like the egg shell itself might contain a tremendous amount of power. You got it.
Cool. I'll let everyone else know what I just discovered.
Okay. So now, Carl, does that
so I'll say, clearly you guys need to wrap me in that dragon egg shell and reverse dragon birth me, and my ritual will go faster than hers.
My mind is blown. That was one of the weirder sentences I've ever heard.
Alternatively, I suppose if I could secret myself away with some of these shards for long enough, I could use them to make the ritual happen.
Do you want to see if that seems to jive to make sense?
Absolutely.
Go for it. Go ahead and spout lore.
I'm gonna spout. Here I go. Arm me out. 7.
You're like, that seems like it should work.
Good for me.
Yeah.
So how many egg shards do I figure I need to collect?
So you just need like some of it.
I'll tell everybody in the vicinity what I'm thinking.
Okay. So if somebody could get Rosco some of these egg shards, these eggshell bits, some of which are huge, some of which are like the size of like a car door. But if Rosco could get hold of some of these, he could probably use it to help power a ritual to do something here. And he wants to just like corrupt her spell.
I haven't decided yet what the exact parameters of the ritual would be.
All right. So you know that so based on what Gritta told you, you know that it's imbued with that power, that extra magical energy that was used to grow the dragon faster, like incubate the dragon unnaturally quickly.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, if we can make that happen, that's my suggestion.
All right. So Dirk, I'm going to flash back to you.
Here I am.
All right. So Dirk is peering over this thing as this woman who that guard outside referred to as like the sorceress, and she's like holding her arms up, and you see these like beams of light kind of shooting out of her hands. And it's like hitting the roof, and periodically the roof will look more as though it's like frosted glass or stained glass than just like the actual stone that it should be. Mm-hmm. And you can see that like this ritual seems to be slowly working. And you look down at this woman and you realize that guard outside, he didn't say the sorceress. He said, Sarah, my sis. This woman is Sarah, Dirk's former lover. You got it.
Hold on 1 second.
That's her. That's Sarah.
Yeah, it was.
Hold on a second.
I couldn't decide if it would be that's Sarah, my sis, or her name had been Sarah Sis.
Okay, I'm back.
All right. But yeah, so you know this woman. You know this woman intimately.
Okay.
Or at least
that what I will do.
The other Dirk did.
Is stand up and start slow clapping.
All right.
Classic power move.
I'm walking towards Sarah.
And she pauses for a second. Her hands still upstretched. And then she sees you and she puts her hands out again even more. And she's like, oh, look who's here. I should have known that you would have been one of the scum they sent to crush our freedom.
Hello, Sarah, sis. And I should have known it was you who would be turning this roof into glowy blue stuff.
And you have a flashback that remembers like the first night you met, and she was like, don't worry, I'll make this night far more interesting. I'll turn the roof into glowy blue stuff. And you come back to this scene.
I bet you thought that this would work too.
And she'll say, oh, it's only a matter of time. I mean, after your bones are absolutely crushed, surely the forces of the Earth Flatteners will be defeated once and for all, and all of the land will know the freedom. We'll know what's on the other side of that horizon. It'll be beautiful. You never really understood. You never really understood at all.
Oh, I understood too well, but I didn't agree with your merciless tactics. You've killed one too many families, Sorceress, and this overgrown kobold here is not gonna balance the equation for you.
Ooh. And this is the first time the dragon turns. And I think Sarah starts to bring up, like, you guys, like, the flat earthers literally used a biological weapon to kill thousands of people. And I think the dragon turns to you and it looks at you, and its mouth opens and its teeth are monstrous. And the dragon just says, "Ugh, this guy keeps talking. Ugh." And you realize this dragon's a teen. And you notice, oh God, he has pimples. He's so pimply.
Oh, it's cool, dragon. Listen to your mom here. Do whatever she tells you.
He's like, you don't get to tell me what to do. You're not my real dad. You're not any kind of dad at all to me.
No, just her. She just gets to tell you what to do because she's the boss of you.
Oh, shut up. I should crush you. You know what? I'm going to do it.
Yeah, do it. Come on.
I will.
You won't. And I'll be edging. I'll be edging towards Sarah while goading this dragon.
I think you're going to have to avoid its mighty tail.
Yeah, that's fine.
So what are you doing to avoid its mighty tail? Just leaping out of the way?
Yeah, I'm just going to jump out of that way. Boom. If I can, I want to get as close to Sarah as possible.
Yeah, I'd say you could definitely get a lot closer.
And I'll be like, "That's all you got?"
Leap out of the way, and he's like,
you stunted cobalt tail. You missed.
And he's like, "You suck. You're the worst. You're stupid. You don't even know anything. You're not like magic or anything. You can't breathe fire."
Yeah,
Dude,
if I could, I would at least know how to hit someone.
Ooh. I think you're pushing him to do that. Could you go ahead and make a it sounds like you're making a parlay roll.
Okay. What right? Is that? Just,
you're trying to
I'm trying to goad him into attacking the sorceress. Or me, but I'm going to try to get out of the way.
Right. I think go for that. I think that this is like the goading him into it. Like pushing his buttons too much. Yeah.
Okay. Oof, 6.
All right, that one doesn't so much work.
Little help.
Can someone help him?
Could somebody help him? You'll have to describe how you're doing so.
Isn't he far away?
I'm in the room.
They're in the room.
He's in the room,
Yeah, they're in the room. You guys are only peeking into this room from the other side, technically.
Yeah.
Cowards.
All right. Up on this?
Alex.
Need help taunting? Like, could he taunt him or something like that?
Possibly.
Just be like, yeah, you're stupid. You can't even spit fire right. It's probably why you wanted a dragon. You want a dragon because you can't even spit straight.
All right. Jeff, go ahead and roll. Do you have any bond with Dirk still?
We have a scheme that we're trying to pull up together. Or wait, that's my bond with Dirk, not the other way around.
Yeah, I don't have a bond with Dirk right now.
Okay, so then you just got to roll 2d6, just flat.
Okay. 2d6.
Flat is his strong suit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So, okay. Yeah. He, All right, so you're able to help. And this dragon's like, shut up, you guys are stupid. You don't even know anything. And it breathes a bunch of fire down on Dirk and Sarah. Hell yeah. And I want to say Dirk he got this to happen. Do you think it would make sense? Do you think it would make sense if we did another just defy danger for you to get out of the way of this, or that there should just be a cost inherent in the goading at a 7? It kind of seems like that's how it should be.
I think there should be a cost no matter what. I don't think there should just be another defy danger to get out of the way of it. What I was going to do is try to push her in front of it so she's taking more of the brunt of it.
Okay, so I think that can work. Like that had been your goal for sure. And
I'll be like,
it's time for a one-liner.
Yeah, well, I'm waiting to see what else.
Well, I have an idea that's and let me know what you guys think of it, because it might be too much, but this is our last game. So I have the idea that Dirk could do this, and one of two things could go on. He could not get hurt. Sarah could die, but she is fine with dying and essentially like sacrifices herself to do some other spell, or Sarah can't do that spell, and instead Dirk's going to get real fucked up. So Dirk might have to sacrifice himself to end that, to make sure that does not go on.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Dirk too, sacrifice himself.
Yeah. Dirk's no stranger to sacrifice.
All right. Does that work for folks?
I'm down for whatever Dirk wants to do.
Yeah. I'll whisper in Sarah's ear, see you in hell momentarily.
Take a number.
Yeah. And so you guys are just, you taunt this dragon and it just yells like, you guys are stupid. I hate you. And it breathes fire down on you, and you grab Sarah and you say that to her, see you in hell momentarily. And the two of you just absolutely immolated.
Dirk's just covered in that lantern oil from earlier.
Yeah. Like we see a close up on his belt and it says Dirk Savage's own lantern oil, and it just they keep bursting into flames. And this dragon's like, see, I can breathe fire better than anybody. You're stupid.
Well, he would get to do final breath, right?
Yes, you would, definitely. So yeah, you are now, we see this like huge gout of flame. And then when Dirk is at the gate of death, what is it that he sees?
This is Dr. Steny Gamishko with another mid-episode health tip. Have you guys ever wondered that sometimes when you wash your hair, why it hurts? Here's the deal. You're going to have to change the temperature on your shower water. That's going to be tough, I know, because you're so used to being warm and snuggly up in there in that shower water. But it's not going to work out. You got to sprinkle some cold dribbles on that scalp of yours. It's going to be helpful. Then you sprinkle a little Head and Shoulders or Seltz & Blue, whatever it might be. Aussie, am I right? And then in that case, it'll feel a little bit better. It'll be different. Your hair will be a little less greasy because you're not making the oils come out with all the heat. Give it a shot. If it doesn't work, then go ahead and wash your hair in the toilet like you deserve, because honestly, no one likes you. This is Dr. Steny Gamishko, and since you were a child, I regretted that I helped give birth to you. Your mother looked at me and asked, Doctor, is this a thing we should have done? And I said, I don't know. I don't know, Barbara. This isn't something that I wanted. This isn't something that I really thought about. Is this something that we should have done? Anyway, we talked to Father Mulhaley, and he said we should have, but I mean, that guy, who knows? He was so drunk. Anyhow, Avengers 4 coming into theaters May 3rd.
When Dirk is at the gate of death, what is it that he sees?
A floating sphere.
You see just a floating sphere.
Oh no.
And you hear another voice. It's the voice of original Dirk original recipe. And you hear, Dirk, you've arrived at the black gate of death.
Hi, Dirk. It's good to see you again.
And he's like, definitely. It's dope.
What did you do when you arrived here 2 weeks ago, or like a few days ago?
Yeah, it was not long ago at all.
Ago.
Pretty recently.
Yeah, we got to stop meeting like this.
Yes. He says, I was given a choice, just like you'll be given, if you're judged well. And I think this is when you just make that you make that roll.
All right. Would I roll?
Let's have you hold off on this for just a second. Let's go to some of the other folks.
Yeah, sounds good.
We'll have you come back to this as Dirk is like literally at death's door. All right. So meanwhile, you guys are able to peer into the room, and you see that this woman whose name was apparently Sarah is absolutely like burnt. There's like it's almost like that scene in Terminator 2 Judgment Day where even the skeletons are kind of destroyed by the amount of fire that's like blown down on them. And this dragon is like, God, you guys are so stupid. And it like brushes away all the bones and that kind of stuff. And it just turns around like, oh, now I'm going to have to break out of here. But now I'm going to have to kill all those other stupid idiots and kill my stupid mom and dad, I guess.
Whoa.
All right.
Whoa. Hey, easy there, buddy. I bet you're going through some growing pains. Not everything's as bad as you think it is.
If I see that guy who just called me stupid from before, I'm definitely going to kill him.
Does Jeff have like a chair that he sits backwards on while he's doing this?
Yeah, I think he should, but it'll have to be a chair that blocks dragons.
Yeah.
At this point, the dragon.
I don't have that in my inventory. Just checked.
Right. At this point, the dragon starts to breathe fire up onto the roof of the building.
All right.
Well, you know what I'm doing.
Go run towards the dragon then.
Okay.
Again.
Right. So you're going to run towards the dragon itself?
Yeah.
All right. What's the game plan here?
Well, if his head's up, then I feel like I can attack it.
All right. So you feel like you can attack this thing. Mm-hmm. Do you want to maybe
discern reality and see if it's a good idea?
Sure. Or just maybe think about what else you've heard about dragons, because I'm going to tell you at the moment it's not a good idea, but maybe you could find some other information.
Okay, but I have Exterminatus, so pretty sure that's a good ability. All right. I'm going to discern realities.
Okay.
And I want to know, okay, take +1 forward when acting on the following. All right. What should I be on the lookout for?
If you just try to go fight this dragon, you literally can't hurt it.
Okay.
They're going to run into the situation of like, let me go fight this. Be like, let me go get in a fist fight with this tank.
Tank.
That's what you're going to run into. Yeah. So like, you can be like, hold on, I'll use my +3. And it's like, well, you're not actually doing any damage to it to even activate the +3 kind of stuff. So like, you look at this thing and you realize like, oh man, its scales are like the thickest armor I've ever seen. And it's like, I'll have to like get up to it. And that might be almost nearly impossible to like get to this thing. And then once I get there, after I've avoided the mighty tail and its breath, it could just step on me.
Okay. What here is not what it appears to be.
Well, you only get the one question.
Oh, okay. All right.
So you're maybe about to rush in and you're like, hold on. I'm going
to turn around.
Think that one through.
Yeah.
All right. Gritta, Rosco?
I'm still trying to go with the ritual idea.
Okay. Gritta, any kind of game plan here?
I'm just going to cover him.
I think Gritta's long-term plan is to get in here and get these eggshells, but I think in order to do that best, she's going to try to bless herself.
Sounds good. Bless yourself before you mess yourself. Let's go.
That's what it says with my hammer.
That is what it says.
That's what that is. And you know what? I've actually got a -1 to this, so I've got a 6 unless someone wants to help.
I will, unless it's going to take my whole action.
No, that's not. Yeah, it's not really how it works.
Okay.
So you just have to describe how Roscoe's helping him cast this spell. And
you're working to enchant your weapon again?
Oh, or yeah, actually, does this help with one of the +1s I got? Maybe
for
discerning realities. That it's a baby. That it's they're trying to open the dome. That doesn't really affect anymore. And the useful eggshells.
I mean, you said you're going to try to get the egg, so yeah, we could say that works.
Okay, all right.
So it kicks it up to a 7. Okay,
right, cool.
Sure.
Cool.
So then which
effectively,
of those things are you choosing?
This seems like the time to forget it.
Okay. So you're like, all right, and you've kind of used up that like divine energy, as your deity says, like, I've given you my one blessing. And
I think I'm going to try and grab one of those things.
You think you're just going to run in there? All right. Jeff, you had mentioned like, I'm going to try to cover somebody.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cover
Gritta seems like she's going to run in.
Gritta's going to run in? Gritta, no! It's an awful idea. Yeah, I'm not
Maybe you guys should have gone in while I was distracting everyone.
Yeah, I know.
So you're not interested? Go ahead.
I'm going to just stick around Carl's character, Tinkle.
Okay. So go ahead and roll defense or defend if you want to just defend Rosco.
Yeah, I'm going to defend Rosco.
Sure. Damn.
Nice.
Okay. So yeah, so you're like, all right, Rosco, nobody's going to hurt you. Gritta, go for it.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Gritta's going to rush in. And yeah, I think that is going to be a defy danger, because rushing into this, there's a good chance that this dragon at some point will turn its attention down to see a small dwarf doing something in this room, and this dragon seems pretty pissed off.
Yeah, I think the way she's doing it is, she's heard, the stories of dragons. They're just armies made flesh. So she's trying to do this strategically, as if she was wading into battle, maybe.
Okay, I'm trying to figure out.
Dexterity, I guess.
I mean, the one that makes the most sense is be quick, rush in there and grab this thing. Or maybe if you were like, sure. Quick thinking, like I'm like hopping from like place to place.
That's what I was going for, but I'm fine.
Oh yeah, that works. Yeah, that works. You can do it that way. I was like, what do you mean by like fighting and try to cut off your supply lines, dragon?
Oh, you've never seen Game of Thrones? Jeez. All right, so that is technically an 8.
All right. Oof, I'm probably going to need your help on this one too. So you're able to get out there. Ooh, I know what you can do. You're able to get out there to this part of this eggshell. And there are parts of it that are huge, that are like the size of, like I said, like a car door. But there are other smaller parts that are only maybe the size of like a softball or a baseball. And they're like shards.
I'm trying to figure out what a car door or softball is real fast.
Mm-hmm. It's like the door, similar to a carriage. And a softball is about the size of, but yeah, so.
Like a regular ball, but way softer.
Yeah, but not as hard, but larger, but still real hard for some reason. So, yeah, you have this like big kind of chunk of this eggshell, and the eggshell itself almost feels more like glass, more so than anything else. Like it doesn't feel like the brittle, soft thing of an eggshell. It has like the membrane on it that the inside of an egg has, but almost imagine if it was like this like thick, like crystal kind of. And you're in a situation that I think is pretty simple. You got to this thing and you can get this piece of egg back to Jeff and Rosco, but to get it back to them, you're going to have to throw it back to them, because I think this dragon is going to whip around and you're going to be trapped behind some cover in this room.
Sure.
Yeah, so I think we see like whip this piece of this eggshell back towards Jeff and Rosco, and meanwhile the dragon kind of turns down and says like, "You guys just won't leave me alone," and it blows more fire down or breathes more fire down onto the area where you're standing, and you have to leap out of the way and behind like a statue. It's like a big ceremonial room. There's like a statue that's already been knocked over by its tail, and you have to leap behind it.
Are there any other piece of like these carriage door sized pieces of eggshell around?
Yeah, there's some down below.
Can I jump behind one of those with the theory that these eggshells would be immune to fire?
Yeah, that sounds good. So you're just pinned under this thing, and he's just spraying this fire down on you. Mm-hmm. And yeah, you're kind of like hiding under this. Everything's getting incredibly hot. Like the floor nearby. Yeah, the floor nearby is glistening with heat, pulsating. But yeah, so that's what we see. Then as we see Gritta like being borne down on by like almost the weight of these flames, because flame weight. Mm-hmm. We then go back to the incredibly calm scene in this dark room with the sphere, and we see Dirk standing there. Dirk, go ahead and make your last breath roll for me. That's just 2d6.
Oof.
All right.
I don't know if that's good or bad, but it's high.
And you hear a voice just say, like, "It's not your time yet, Dirk. It's not time for you to come do this at all yet.
Wait.
Don't forget, you grew out of a finger."
Wait, and your finger?
And he's like, "Yeah. So you owe me."
Before I go, Dirk, I have a message for Sarah. Tell her she's a piece of shit.
So, hold on. She had a message for you too. And it says, "I hate you, you piece of shit."
True,
and he goes, and he's like, "Also, this is a message from me." And it says the same exact thing.
Fair enough.
And we see that the some of the body that like was absolutely burned and destroyed has like some of it's like mixed with some of the dragon like goop that's on the floor from the egg, and some of the like kind of enchantment that had been connected to that kind of brings like the equivalent of like a burned severed finger. And it starts to grow again, and we see Dirk once again standing there, but this time he's definitely nude.
And he has 9 fingers now. He's one finger closer to completion.
He's one finger. Fuck it, why not? Yeah, but one of the fingers he has is all burned up and gross.
So did he gain a finger?
Yeah, he somehow gained a finger,
and that happened last time too.
Oh, one of the fingers is Sarah's.
Oh yeah. And it's always flipping you off. You're like, damn it.
Yeah.
This thing.
I like it.
Yeah. But so there you are. So you're standing there.
Naked as the day I was born.
Naked as the day you were born.
I love that we decided you weren't going to make another Rick character, and you made an even more Rick character.
So, but yeah, you see that Gritta is being like pinned down as this mighty dragon is breathing all this fire onto this thing, and she's holding this carriage door sized bit of like this eggshell. But yeah, that's the kind of scene that you see as you're like, my God, I'm born again.
I live, I die, I live again.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Rosco, you and Jeff, like skittering across the floor is like this chunk of eggshell, like I said, like the size of a softball. How about the size of a grapefruit? How about that? It's a natural thing. A large apple. But yeah, it's like a big, like jagged chunk of this thing, and it's thick, like I said, like a big, huge, thick piece of glass. And it kind of skitters over towards you guys.
I'll grab it right away and start trying to figure out how to work my magics on this thing and get my ritual going.
All right. So that sounds like another spout lore roll.
Do I have to roll in general, like to make the ritual work?
I think you will probably have to set something up, because depending on how this goes, I'm gonna change it up a little bit. So I might change up how this spout lore works.
Okay. All right. I got 7.
7. All right. So essentially, go ahead and tell me something else you need, either as a physical component or you need done for this ritual to work. And then also tell me, what does this ritual do?
All right.
Because at first you had been trying to counteract her spell, and it seems like that already happened.
Right. I never thought that was the most interesting option. Let's crowdsource this. What do you guys think would be the most interesting thing? Like, if you had a genie, you had one wish in this situation, what do you think would be the coolest thing to do?
You become the dragon?
I was thinking, like, turn the dragon, like, to our side and, like, make it, like, part of our party, or, like, our army, essentially.
Or
let's have it clear the rest of the fort for us.
Or you squander your wish on healing your boils and you just run away.
I also considered that. That might be narratively disappointing for everyone else.
You wish that Gritta's god isn't real.
Yeah, in your face, Gritta. Like the whole world just collapses, like reality just shatters.
Yeah.
First of all, no. But secondly, what if you put Jeff's long lost daughter, like, switch minds with the dragon?
That just seems cruel. To both parties.
Listen, desperate times.
Alex, any thoughts?
Yeah, like the.
Alex, could you come out from the basement?
Oh, sorry.
There we go.
It sounds better now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You sounded like you're in the bottom of a well. There's a guy who put me down here. He's got a dog.
Yeah, I like the idea of switching the minds of the dragon with a daughter. And
what's your daughter's name?
Kathy.
Kathy. Yeah.
All right. No, not Kathy.
No. The name's fine. The name's fine. I mean, fuck it. I mean, I guess that way it could like imprint on a member of our party. You could basically tell it what to do, right?
That's terrible idea, but go on.
So,
you turn into a dragon.
What if my daughter's still alive, though? I guess that's pretty cruel.
Some other suggestions could be like, like the magic that was used to like further like advance this dragon's age. What if you tried to like kick that into hyper gear and make it like decrepit, or what if you tried to reverse it somehow?
That's not a bad idea either.
Yeah.
Making a dragon older doesn't really.
It just becomes an ancient, powerful dragon.
Dragons just get more powerful as they get older. Everyone knows that.
Yeah.
Hey, you only got a 7. Maybe you don't know that.
I don't know, man. Maybe you know what? I think just turning into a better dragon. Like I'm gonna go Jafar with it. I think that was the best one. Just like you know, I'm gonna be a more powerful genie than the other genie. Yeah. Would that work? Or
so you're gonna try to turn yourself into some kind of more powerful thing?
Yeah, I want to turn myself into something more powerful than that dragon.
Oh shit!
Okay,
he turns like
sure. So you're gonna try to use this magic to turn into
like suck all of like the growing spell out of it and direct it onto myself somehow.
All right, sure. All right. So if that's the game plan, what's the additional thing that you need for this?
Dirk's fingers.
It could work out. It could be like, you've got to have Dirk bring you more of like the goop, the dragon egg yolk placenta goop that slopped out when the dragon was hatched.
Ew, slopped.
Yeah, maybe I just need like the rest of the primordial spell ingredients. Basically.
Get me more sloppins.
Yeah, let's go with that.
Okay. So you give Jeff the heads up on this?
I'll tell everyone, bring me more of the primordial sloppings, and I will put a swift end to this.
All right. So, Jeff, you do see Gritta getting is held down by this creature that's like breathing fire on her. Yeah. And then I think, at any point it could possibly just step on her and squish her.
Okay. I'll run and help her.
Okay. So you think you're going to try to run and just go stand in defense of her, or are you going to do something else somehow, you think?
Yeah, I'm going to, run in defense of her.
Okay. Sure. So go ahead and roll your defend.
Hell yeah. I'm so good at defending.
You are pretty good at this.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're able to get over there and to kind of help Gritta out of this. And I think that you kind of run over, and the dragon kind of leans up, and it's going to try to just use one of its mighty clawed arms to smash this thing down. If it's like, this fire's not working, fuck it, I'm just gonna smash this little thing, and it's gonna just try to bash him. So you're standing in defense, Alex?
Yeah. Oh no, you won't.
Okay, so you can.
That's my friend. We kill people together.
There you go. So you can have the attack's effect or damage open up the attacker to an ally, giving that ally +1 forward against the attacker. Deal damage to the attacker equal to your level. There's also redirect the attack to yourself. I don't know why it's not on here.
No, I'd rather deal some damage, half the attack's effect as well.
Mm-hmm. So you're going to half the attack's effect. All right. So I think I don't know if you can just deal damage to it, because remember we said that the damage you would be dealing would just be. Oh wait, actually, Jeff's weapon is still blessed by Ragnar the War God, right? Yeah. So I think maybe maybe just like lightning shoots out of daughter and like hits the dragon. Like the actual like hurting it, like you attacking it doesn't do anything, but yeah, you can deal some damage to it.
Cool.
But I think that having the attack's effect or damage is going to be, I mean, the initial effect would just be like if this totally failed and everything went wrong, Gritta would just be squished.
Mm-hmm.
So what is half of squished?
Okay.
Paralyzed.
Well,
You're paralyzed
in a wheelchair.
So one half of each of you is squished. No. So what would be what do we think if we say we're going to half that effect? We could just have you guys take some damage, but I know that's usually the boring option.
Gritta loses her faith.
Maybe their weapons could be smashed.
Yeah, if they're okay with that, especially given like the amount of time that we have left, since it's 10:51, we could say something like that, or we could say that you guys are like,
"Ooh, would you sacrifice daughter to save Gritta's life?"
Hell yeah!
All right, fuck it, we'll do that at least, just since it's like the very end, towards the end of the game. So you're about to do this, and you're able to use this flail somehow to prevent Gritta and yourself from getting absolutely crushed by this mighty giant creature. How do we see Jeff use Gritta in a way that Gritta is destroyed?
Ooh, what if like? Go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say
What if like you hold it out in desperation, knowing that you're both gonna be fried to a crisp, and as you hold out your flail, like everyone swears they just see the tinge of like hands, like a little girl's hands coming out of it, and stopping these flames.
Yeah. And but as that happens, the immaculate like chrome tarnish on the flail begins to fade, and it decays and rusts and just turns into dust.
Oh wow. Yeah, but you and Gritta are able to scamper back at least to safety for now.
Yeah.
So, in that process, Dirk, did you hear the instructions that Rosco yelled out?
Yeah, I'll say I've been using the distraction of them getting tore up by that dragon to just slop up as much goop as I can.
All right, sounds good to me.
Just nakedly carrying all this goop.
Yeah.
Splattered in it.
Just sort of slipping and sliding all over the place.
Yeah, you're like, I got all this goop.
Trying to be sneaky, but like really totally failing.
All right. Yeah. So, I think. Can you roll do you have a bond with Rosco?
Well, I was saying at the beginning of it that he was going to know my secret, but
okay.
I think I have written down that I have Dirk's back when things go wrong.
Yeah, that's the other problem. What should I roll for just playing?
What should you roll for what?
If I don't have a bond, what do I roll?
So then you just roll 2d6. Because what I want to do is just like, instead of having you do a defy danger roll, because we've just been having so many of those, just have you make fail. Yes, that is. All right. So, yeah, I think after this dragon has destroyed daughter, and Gritta and Jeff are kind of like backing away, this dragon says like, "You guys suck. That's it. I'm out of here. I'm going to my own place." And it just flaps its wings tremendously and crashes it up into the ceiling. You see like the ceiling, like so much of the ceiling kind of like clatter down all around you guys. And, yeah, you realize like all the damage that had been done to this ceiling, it's now like very, very fragile. And, yeah, the ceiling kind of begins to fall away, and the dragon is starting to like kind of like claw its way out of here, almost like it's like emerging from another egg. And so like it's literally in the process of trying to get out of this fortress, out of the round sphere. It's clawed its way out, and it's pulling the top apart or down so it can escape out of the thing.
How's my ritual progress feeling?
So, looks like you're going to have to cast a spell.
All right. Should I roll that?
I think so. I was trying to give you a bonus with that.
I'll be right back.
For all the goop that you got.
Should I factor anything in, or is it base?
I think it's just like your regular spell casting, right?
All right. Well, here we go.
Spellbook, prepare spells.
7.
All right. So, cool. Okay. So, you're trying to turn yourself into a more powerful creature, or a creature powerful enough to deal with this dragon?
Yep. They can take any form. Just
okay.
Something that will defeat the dragon.
Okay. So, I want you to describe that and how that works out, but at some kind of significant cost, given how like big this ritual was.
Okay, how about
these boils get way worse?
Yeah, how about like I start transforming. I'm like, guys, it's happening, and like I start like growing these like massive like legs and arms. These wings start sprouting out of my back. But then like just as I'm starting to like take full dragon shape, it like starts sagging, and all my skin starts sloughing off. And I'm like, what's happening? And instead of turning into a dragon, I turn into like this monstrous slime ooze that and like the color, like the boils start taking over, like the green geyser like effects start like becoming the most prominent thing on like this like viscous surface that my skin has become, and like I just become like this like elemental ooze basically.
Oh god. How are we going to kill Rosco when we're done killing this dragon?
No. I should still have sentience. Like hideous monster, like the blob.
Maybe we can get them to kill each other.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to be like, it's still me, Rosco. All here's
it's still me. Right. There is no God.
So. Screaming unto the darkness.
Yeah.
This
blob, I am your God now.
I have no mouth, but I must scream.
This blob assaults this dragon that's trying to claw its way out of here. That's yelling like, "I hate you guys." Yeah, and I think that. All right, I want us to. I want everybody to give me an additional detail of this battle as we see Rosco like after completing this ritual, and keep in mind. There was a failure at the end there, and then a real mixed success. So try to incorporate some nasty aspects in if you can. So, somebody else. Let's get another detail into this. This final battle.
Remind me what that mirror was and whether he still has it.
No, you guys ditched the mirror to distract the goblin swarm.
Okay, never mind. I had an idea with that, but never mind.
That idea was awesome. Whoever did that, I think it was Carl. It worked out really well.
Yeah, it was fun.
I thought you guys were going to have to be just fighting off the goblins as you were also trying to figure out that lock mechanism.
So how's this fight go?
Yeah, so somebody else give us a detail.
Sorry, guys. I was away. I missed what's going on.
So Rosco is now a giant blob monster like the blob. Give us a detail of it and this dragon fighting one another.
Oh, shit. Okay. So a lot of the blob strategy is just to stick. Carl's is to stick its like limbs down the dragon's throat and just to like drown it.
Totally.
And,
okay, so the blob is trying to force feed itself to the dragon.
Yeah. It's just trying to drown the dragon, like, and then when the dragon dies, it just will slime its way out, basically.
The other side, naturally.
Yeah.
All right. Any other details in there?
Yeah, the dragon really doesn't like it.
That's important. That's an important part of this.
Yeah.
If it could prefer to do something else, it would.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
While he's drowning the dragon, he has like a moment of like mind meld with it, where he realizes that the only way to cure himself of his current condition is to not kill the dragon.
Oh, I will accept that and go through with it. I'll see this as like the ultimate redemption for what I had like inflicted upon the peoples of this world. It's like, this makes sense. This is the way to be. I am this.
Oh, okay. So you and the dragon meld in minds, and you realize, like, oh, the only way to truly atone for my sin is to not take this life.
No, it's to take this life.
No, it's the opposite. It's saying like the dragon harbored like the cure.
Oh, okay.
So by killing the dragon, I no longer have any antidote recourse.
Well,
okay. So it's your ultimate act of like I know I have to do this, even though I'll forever be tainted. Okay, and again you hear a dog. All right, Deej, give us that final good gloop detail.
Oh man, I had one that was like the opposite of what just happened. I don't know. Just the witch's laugh is haunt us forever.
or how about like also while Carl's in the dragon's belly, he realizes that Ragnar is the one true god, but that Ragnar looks down upon slime creatures.
Oh wait, here's maybe so if he does kill him, maybe it like caustically like destroys this dragon from the inside out, and then there's just this weird like dragoness statue that's just lasts for a millennia. But then it's like they're like almost like a resin statue, and then whenever anyone touches it, they get the green gusher disease.
Ooh.
Oh, nice.
That is brutal.
green.
Okay, cool. And then I think we see that, and it's like in the future, and like it's like kind of roped off, and people are like, "This is where the final battle, and this is where the great sacrifice occurred during the Great War. Don't touch it, or you'll get the green goops." And a kid's like, "Oh, Mom, is any of that really true?" And we look over, and it's a little girl who just goes, "My dad was there. My name's Kathy." And and we have the credits roll, and it has one of those like 80s movie thing where we see like a shot of everybody, and it tells us what the rest of their life was like in a sentence or two.
Nice.
So go ahead and give us the rest of everybody's shtick that we see at the end of this movie. The epilogue, right? That's what that's called?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, so I will presume that the resistance in this fort fell apart with the death of the dragon, so I wouldn't need to like go through the rest of this fort killing everyone. So with that being the case, I will like slink off and like try and like hide myself from the rest of humanity for the rest of the group's days and live on only in legend.
Okay. So it will say like, Rosco slunk off afterwards, living only in legend, and staying away in the deep recesses of the round sphere.
Mm-hmm.
Dirk went on to live a life of adventure, and after being killed for the 4th time, he realized that he was immortal, and now he's 200 years old and has 12 fingers.
Dirk, the legend of Dirk Many Fingers.
Yeah.
Increasing fingers.
All right, Jeff or Gritta?
What?
What's our epilogue that we see with you, like an 80s movie at the end?
Jeff definitely, like, upon seeing the blob monster battle the dragon, like he's like that kid finally grew a pair, you know, he finally grew into a man, and from a man he grew into a green ball of jelly, and he'll just like proudly wipe sweat off of his brow, blood from his lip, and he will put down the weapon, and he will.
The weapon's been destroyed at this point.
Yeah, the dust that's in his hand, he just like lets it all go, and then he he starts to see light come shining down from up above, and he's like, "Is it my time now?" to be with my family. And a fiery, rumbling voice says, "Not yet." And like, and like, gives him this brand.
It's like a Norm Macdonald joke without the punchline.
Yeah. And
okay, so a fiery voice says, "Not yet."
Yeah, and this fiery hand reaches down and like draws a brand on his head, and from then on, he's the chosen avatar of Ragnar to fight in a charade of a life of just endless battle with other people that flock to him.
Bro, what about your daughter? What happened?
She's gonna sit this one out.
Yeah. I'm just building up the sequel. All right, this is the sequel. And then,
all right.
and then he nods. He nods over at Gritta, and then the Led Zeppelin song starts up. Land with ice and snow.
All right.
Keep going.
All right.
Yeah.
And then what happened?
Clearly, Gritta needs to follow. Clearly, Gritta's got a hard act to follow.
Yeah.
Yeah, again, mine was sort of the opposite of that. I think the little subtitles are Gritta went on to dozens of battles after that, still trying to find that glorious death she was seeking. And she lives on to this day, still so grumpy, like with each passing battle that she survives. But when she went back to the dwarven homeland, Ragnarok, of course, she made sure that 3 more statues were added to the Heroes' Grove. I was going to reveal these 3 human statues for the first time. But then another... Jeff is also there killing people.
It's like...
Oh, there you go. And then that's when his starts, and he nods to Gritta, who's there after these 3 statues are revealed. And she's like, all right, finally, let's go.
Yeah, I'm not sure about 3 human statues. We got like 1 blob statue, like 1 rampaging murderer that came out of this. 2 maybe, like
1 spider finger statue.
Yeah.
All right, dudes. Well,
yeah.
Yeah, they're none of these characters. They're just 3 human statues.
Okay.
It's the Iron Duke and 2 of his guards.
Yeah. This whole adventure knows the legend of the Iron Duke.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks that same history tour guide that's giving Jeff's daughter a tour goes, no. The Iron Duke didn't have any daughters, idiot.
Yeah.
That's crazy. It's insane that you guys would have so much fun playing these crazy games. Yes, you see that in the end, I'm glad that our Dungeon World heroes learned that, well, friendship is perhaps their best weapon against evil. Dungeon World after the last battle is Leigh as Dirk, very savage, David as Gritta Grimhammer, Alex as Jeff the Scowl, Carl as Rosco Tinklechimes, and Austin as your game master. Music by Austin and Alex, not the one who plays Jeff. Dungeon World is a game. We'll see. It might be a lifestyle. Dungeon World is a game by Sage Latorra and Adam Koebel, if I'm saying that correctly. Dr. Steny Gameshko suggests taking Claritin, but he doesn't suggest taking it in the way that you should, so I'm going to go ahead and ignore that. Join us next week for more This American Dice.